Hi guys, this is the Ordinary Man Step by Step, episode 9. So, what have we been up to? So, now we're in, it's a bank holiday weekend here in Dublin. Excuse me. So, really, I suppose Thursday and Friday of last week we're trying to get as much organised and set up for next week as possible, because it's a short week. So really I spent a fair amount of time yesterday just morning really, to try and get meetings organised. Wasn't overly successful, to be honest. A lot of dialogue back and forward about availability of when people are going to be available, which is great, so at least we're getting responded to. But we weren't able to nail down actual dates and times for next week for meetings with prospective clients. So that was a little bit frustrating. Again, basically from 3 o'clock yesterday, we just even stopped that, because bank holiday weekend, people are switching off nice and early. A lot of people leave work early. So really because after 3 o'clock then we just left it at that. And you probably won't hear anything from people on Tuesday, because they're just trying to get back up to speed and back up to emails, etc. But then Wednesday hopefully we'll sort of follow up again with these prospective clients and try and get meetings then organised for Thursday or Friday of next week, and if not then into the following week. So not all doom and gloom, I suppose, but I suppose that's really the aim of definitely Thursday and Friday of this week, and we weren't overly successful. So but anyway, we've been in discussion with them, so that's all good. So really after 3 o'clock excuse me, after 3 o'clock yesterday, again I've started to spend a little bit more time, as I've discussed here before, of other potential markets that we can actually move into. So again, there's probably 3 markets that really interest me at the minute, for various different reasons. One is Denver in the States, which I suppose is probably a little bit strange or a bit random saying Denver. The reason why Denver is it's one of the fastest growing cities in the States at the minute, and there's been a massive influx of technology companies into the area. I do have a couple of friends who actually have been living there the last couple of years, so I've just sent over a couple of couple of initial questions to them, again just about the market, to see what they've noticed in regards to the rental market. So simple questions like, did their company provide them with relocation support? Did they put them up in short-term accommodation? Did they put them up in Airbnbs? How long did they do that for? Did they subsidise them anything for their long-term rent? Did they help them find long-term rental accommodation? What's the current state of the rental market? Is it very competitive like Dublin is? The example I gave is, if you've a one bed in Dublin here now at the minute, you'll have 50, 60, 70 people come to view that. And again, the strange thing is that not everything, but I'd say 90% of the market conditions that we're experiencing in Dublin seem to be the same in Denver, but probably not to, I suppose, the drastic extent of the undersupply that Dublin has, which is good again, because that's sort of market conditions that we can probably make a bit of a difference in, and tell a nice story to these companies that are trying to get talent into Denver. So that's one place. Then obviously New York again, I've spent a little bit more time trying to figure out the New York market. There is a concept called co-broking in New York, and this is really interesting for me at the minute, because I think it could possibly make our lives a little bit easier if we can partner up with one large property agency in New York, because they already do business with the other property agencies in New York. And that's from the respective tenant side and from people who hold the stock of the real estate that particular company doesn't have. So again, I don't know enough about that yet. So really, what I've been doing in New York from the New York side is trying to basically figure out companies that I'd like to contact, so real estate companies over there. Probably not going to go for the big ones, because we did something similar here in Dublin. We went to one, let's say, smaller property agency first of all, just to figure out if what we were proposing is exactly, if there's value here for the property agencies. So initially we didn't do that. We were talking to probably actually the biggest property agency from New York that I had a conference call with last week, just to get a bit of an insight, but it was more their relocation department that we were speaking with. So what I might do is try and contact a couple of the smaller property agencies over there excuse me, just to get a feel of if the product that we have is providing value over there. Again, the market conditions are very similar. There's an undersupply of properties. Again, it's a competitive market. Like every company over there is trying to hire talent, and that means they're having to bring talent from elsewhere in the country, as well as abroad. So, also a couple of the lads that I went to school with, they're a year above me in school. They're actually in New York as well at the minute, and one of the other lads as well I played football with. He's a little bit younger. They're over in New York, so they've been. I reached out to them yesterday, and they're going to answer similar questions, which my friends in Denver answered for me, just to get a feel of, I guess, if there was a need for our product from the company side and employee side. So they've been very good to get back to me straight away, basically, and they're hopefully going to do that. So I'll follow up with them next week, and that's pretty much it, I suppose. From then, what I'm going to do is, because it is the bank holiday weekend, I'm going to spend a lot of time doing writing emails that I'm not going to send now, obviously, but I'm going to have them all basically ready to go again for Wednesday. Probably won't send any on Tuesday because they're so busy, but I have the emails that I'll be sending to New York. I probably have written. Sorry, the third city as well that I mentioned is London. So London as well, from what I hear. I have a sister who's living over there now, and actually on the way to pick her up at the airport. She's told me that the market is pretty similar again. It's very competitive to get accommodation, so that's probably a good thing from our side, that the companies will want the product that and our offering. So again, that's just initial discussion, so I haven't really spent too much time looking at London. The thing that concerns me obviously is Brexit, but the largest companies in London are the finance companies, and then you've got the likes of BP and Shell. A slightly different makeup to the likes of Dublin, where it's predominantly technology companies that are based here, and it's more finance. Are the biggest companies in London, and it's just going to be interesting to try and figure out what they're going to do with Brexit, and how many operations that they are going to move elsewhere. But because of Brexit as well, London is going to probably see increased urbanisation from other areas of the UK, because there's going to be restrictions. So all them jobs will be leaving, all them people will be leaving. There's going to be restrictions on, I suppose, the Europeans and the non-Europeans as well. The amount of them that can come into the country, it's going to be more complex. So what that's going to mean is companies in London are going to have to relocate talent, I suppose, from other areas of the UK, probably from your Manchesters, your Liverpools, your Newcastles, etc., into London if they want to, I suppose, rebound after Brexit. So I think that's where the opportunity could be, but I just haven't looked into it too much, so I don't really know. But that's something again on my mind, and I'll chat to my sister here just to get a bit of an idea of the market conditions, and again probably send out initial emails, etc., to the likes of companies in London, property companies that I like to talk to. So that's pretty much it. So again, there's going to be no real long weekend, I suppose, for me, which I don't really mind, to be honest. I tweeted about it yesterday. It actually pains me to see them coming, because I know companies close, and then the shorter weeks, the week following that, is difficult to try and get chatting with prospective clients. So really I'm just going to get prepared as much as I can for next week. As I said, writing lots of emails, keeping them in draft, then pulling the trigger on them emails, I suppose, on Wednesday, Thursday of next week. Again, probably looking at the afternoon side of things that I've already spoke about, that generally the best feedback I get is between 2 and 4 p.m. On a Wednesday, Thursday. So that's, again, I'll probably have a lot of emails ready to go, and then just send them all out on Wednesday and Thursday. So that's really from that side. I'm going to keep up to date, I suppose, again, as usual, progress on the Twitters and Instagrams of the world. We have a couple of users actually still using the application, and they'll be looking for properties over the weekend, but the likelihood is there won't be any new properties, because obviously the property agency will be off as well, so that's going to be tricky. The other thing I'm thinking is about probably a concern for me, I suppose, is we're not property agencies, we're relying on property agencies providing the service, I guess, that they said they will do, and obviously the big selling point for us, the companies, is time. The less time it takes, it'll take a lot less time for your employees to find accommodation through our application via other applications out there. So we're really relying heavily on agents doing exactly what they said they will. So I'm thinking more and more about this. We've spoke to the companies, that property agencies, and probably the hierarchy of these companies, and they love what we're doing, and they can see the potential of it, and they can see the clear I suppose financial gains that they're going to make, savings they're going to make, and guaranteed business professional tenants, etc., etc. But really, I suppose we need to incentivize the people who are going to be responding to the emails, the people on the other end of the phone, let's say, to keep it simple. So basically, once a tenant makes an inquiry through our application, it'll go to either an agent in a property agency or an admin person. We're relying on them responding quickly to the tenant and getting viewing set up quickly, etc., etc. So what I think we will do is we're going to try and incentivize, it's just natural human behaviour, try and incentivize the people at the end of the phone, let's say, so the admin people or the agency people. More than likely, we're probably going to have to do some sort of financial incentive for them. So something like maybe 50 euros or something for every tenant they get into a property, or 50 or 100 euro maybe. We'll have to see what the price point is, because we have to, I suppose, incentivize them to respond to our users' inquiries rather than inquiries they get from other property from other people via other property platforms. So that's something we can do. That's no problem. So I guess it's just analysing the mindset of the guys going to be responding to the emails. So we're doing that again over the weekend and trying to just harden our value proposition. And our team needs to be as hands off as possible. So that's we're building a product. We're product people. So that's really what we're going to be looking to do. Also, the guys are cracking on with the style guide as well for the application, which is really good. So that's pretty much it. That's what I'll be spending today, and probably tomorrow doing as well. So thanks again for listening, guys. Hope you have a lovely weekend. If you're listening from Ireland, you have the long weekend. Hope you have a lovely weekend. And again, you can keep in touch with what I'm doing via Instagram, The Ordinary Man, and Twitter, TommyC15. So thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye.